Hello everyone, VV Tech's back, and today I just wanted to do a quick little video, but it's probably going to be long, mostly an easier type of video that I had stored up in my vault where I have like ideas and pitches and things that I wanted or planned to do, but it didn't go through. So today I just wanted to go through one of these ideas. Maybe one of them was good and I can fix it up right now, or maybe I had one that was finished that I just for some reason didn't publish, and then today I think I have a good one. The Store Iceberg. Yeah, remember those iceberg videos? Yeah, they're coming back. This is the Store Iceberg. Now, originally, I had the name of the Redditor who posted this, Iceberg in Reddit, because this is a iceberg from Reddit. I tried to find it. I couldn't find it anywhere. If I do find it, I'll post it up in the screen so you guys can see it, but if I can't, I apologize. If you own this iceberg or you created it, put it in the comments below. I'll give you credit, but if not, oh well, I guess I just found it in the internet. But this iceberg deals with the many layers of multiple stores that have been created ever since like the 1900s. And then today I will tell you a brief history of each store that is listed in the iceberg, any eventful or interesting story that has happened with the particular store sometimes, or a general company that has multiple stores across the nation or even across the world. So yes, today we'll be talking about this iceberg. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell if you haven't. Walmart is a major American retail company that runs hypermarkets, discount stores, and grocery stores in the US and 23 other countries. Founded in 1962 by Sam and James Walton, owned this huge conglomerate known as Walmart with its headquarters in Bentonville, Arkansas, and also owns another store by the name of Sam's Club. By October 2022, Walmart was the largest company by revenue and the biggest private employer globally, with 2.1 million employees. Primarily controlled by the Walton family, Walmart went public in 1972 and became the most profitable retailer in the US by 1988. It expanded from the South and Midwest to coast-to-coast stores by the early 1990s. The company has faced criticism over labor practices, environmental policies, and ethical concerns. Its international ventures have had mixed success, thriving in some regions while failing in others. Walmart is known for its low prices, easy access to consumer wants, fights. Walmart has greatly influenced the retail landscape we know today. Target is a retail company based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Founded in 1962 by John Geese and Douglas Dayton, Target operates more than 2,000 discount stores and is the 7th largest retailer in the US, known for offering stylish products at lower prices. Target has a distinctive logo and a canine mascot named Bullseye. The company focuses on creating a pleasant shopping experience and has seen significant growth, especially in the 1970s and 80s. By promoting a mix of affordability and design, Target is also known for its philanthropic efforts and high-profile designer collaborations that enhances its trendy image. Kmart is an American retail chain that started in 1899 in Detroit as SS Crees Corporation. The first Kmart store opened in 1962 to provide discount goods. It became popular for its affordable products and was a strong competitor against both Walmart and Target. Kmart grew significantly in the 70s and 80s, offering a wide range of products and operating thousands of stores. However, competition and management issues led to its decline, with Kmart filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2002, marking the largest retail bankruptcy in US history. And in 2018, Kmart faced another bankruptcy, resulting in the closure of numerous stores. Macy's is a historic department store chain in the US, founded in 1858 by Roland Hussey Macy in New York City. Known for its diverse range of fashion, home goods, and beauty products, Macy's gained fame through its customer service, marketing, and large sales events. The store launched the Thanksgiving Day Parade in 1924, enhancing brand recognition. However, Macy's faced challenges, including its parent company in 2005 going through bankruptcy, which led to them restructuring and focusing on an e-commerce to adapt to modern retail demand. Home Depot is a major home improvement retailer that sells tools, appliances, and services for contractors and DIY customers. Founded in 1978 in Atlanta by Bernie Marcus and Arthur Blank, it aimed to be a one-stop shop with a wide product range and excelled customer service. The company grew rapidly in 1980s and 90s by opening large stores and offering customer education. In 2014, Home Depot faced a significant data breach, losing sensitive information from around 56 million accounts, which led to costly consequences. Despite this, it improved its cybersecurity and continued to expand. Lowe's is one of the largest home improvement and hardware retail chains in the United States, known for offering tools, appliances, building materials, and home decor. It was founded in 1946 by Lucius Smith Lowe in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. It began as a small hardware store serving a local community before expanding into a national chain during the latter half of the 20th century. Lowe's growth was driven by its focus on providing a wide selection of competitively priced products for both DIY enthusiasts and professional contractors. Along with its emphasis on customer service, it is the main competition to Home Depot. And similarly to Home Depot, Lowe's faced a cyber attack in 2021 that targeted its IT systems and customer data, highlighting vulnerabilities in its digital infrastructure. While not as severe as other retail breaches, the incident drew attention to the cybersecurity challenges, allowing Lowe's to promptly strengthen its digital security measurements. JCPenney is a historic American department store chain known for offering a wide range of clothing, home goods, and accessories at an affordable price. Founded in 1902 by James Cash Penney in Kemmerer, Wyoming, it began as a dry goods store called the Golden Rule, built on Penney's philosophy of fair pricing, customer service, and trust with the shoppers. A vision that shaped the brand for over a century. Throughout the 20th century, JCPenney expanded rapidly across the US, becoming a staple of suburban shopping malls and a household name through its catalog sales, private label brands, seasonal promotions, and role as an anchor store for middle-class families seeking the value and convenience. However, one of the company's most infamous events occurred between 2011 and 2013 under CEO Ron Johnson, who introduced a fair and square pricing strategy that eliminated traditional sales and coupons. This abrupt change alienated loyal customers, causing sales to collapse and forced the company to reverse course. The fallout contributed to years of financial instability, culminating in JCPenney filing for Chapter 11 in 2020 amid declining sales and the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic, making a turning point in its history and underscoring the dangers of drastic shifts. JCPenney is now a former shell of how it once was. Kroger is one of the largest supermarket chains in the US, known for offering groceries, household goods, and pharmacy services. It was founded in 1883 by Bernard Kroger in Cincinnati, Ohio. It began as a small grocery store focused on quality products and affordable prices, quickly setting itself apart by prioritizing customer satisfaction, reinvesting profits into store improvements, and introducing innovative services like in-store bakeries and pharmacy. Throughout the 20th century, Kroger expanded through both organic growth and acquisitions, evolving into a national brand with thousands of stores across the country. The company pioneered industry innovations such as loyalty programs, private label brands, and advanced supply chain logistics, which helped maintain competitive pricing, a wide product selection, and strong customer loyalty, even amid growth competition from big box retailers like Walmart and the online giants like Amazon. However, one of Kroger's most infamous events occurred in 2018 when its online grocery platform suffered a massive data breach that exposed personal information such as customer names, emails, and purchase histories. Though financial data was not compromised, the incident revealed the cybersecurity vulnerabilities of large retail chains and pushed Kroger to strengthen its digital defenses. Dollar Tree is a popular American discount retail chain known for selling a wide variety of products at the fixed price of $1. Founded in 1886 in Norfolk, Virginia, it began as a single discount store offering affordable everyday items such as household goods, party supplies, and snacks, with a business model built on low prices and high turnover to attract budget-conscious shoppers. During the 90s and 2000s, Dollar Tree expanded rapidly across the US, acquiring other discount chains like the Dollar Bill and Dollar Giant to strengthen its presence. The company began recognized for its no-frills store design and the strict $1 pricing strategy, which allowed it to compete successfully with rivals like Family Dollar and the Dollar General, while efficient supply chains and strategic acquisitions helped build a loyal customer base. However, one of the most infamous events concerning was in 2021 when Dollar Tree raised prices above $1 for the first time. A move driven by inflation and rising supply costs, the decision sparked backlash from longtime customers who saw that the $1 promise as central to the brand's identity. Family Dollar is a well-known American discount retail chain offering a wide range of products at low prices, including household goods, groceries, clothing, and seasonal items. Founded in 1959 by Leon Levine in Charlotte, North Carolina, the company aimed to provide affordable products to low and middle-income families, focusing on convenience and value by opening stores in urban and rural neighborhoods underserved by larger retailers. Throughout the latter half of the 20th century, thousands of small format stores across the U.S. with a business model built on high turnover, competitive pricing, and essential products that met local community needs. Positioning it as a direct competitor to chains like Dollar Tree and Dollar General, one of the most infamous events in the history occurred in 2014 when Dollar Tree acquired Family Dollar for approximately $8.5 billion, sparking concerns over store closures, price changes, and its future of its low-cost model. The acquisition created uncertainty for employers and longtime customers, while redefining Family Dollar's place in the discount retail market, solidifying its connection with Dollar Tree and marking a pivotal moment scrutinized by shoppers and analysts alike. Sears, Roebuck & Co., commonly known as Sears, is a historic American department store chain that was once a dominant force in retail history. Founded in 1893 by Richard Warren Sears and Alva Curtis Roebuck in Chicago, Illinois, it began as a mail-order catalog business, selling watches, jewelry, before quickly expanding to offer a wide range of products, from clothing and appliances to tools and home furnishing, making Sears a household name and central part of American consumer culture. Throughout the 20th century, Sears became a retail powerhouse, pioneering innovation such as the first nationwide catalog distribution system and later opening department stores across the country, with its catalog giving rural and suburban Americans access to products they otherwise couldn't find. At its peak, Sears was the largest retailer in the United States, with iconic products like Kenmore appliances, Craftsman tools becoming staples in homes nationwide. However, one of the most infamous events in its history was its 2018 bankruptcy filing after decades of declining sales, store closures, and failed management strategies and competition from Walmart, Target, and the online retailers like Amazon, along with its failure to modernize stores and failing to embrace e-commerce, ultimately led to the company's collapse, marking the end of an era for an iconic brand. Kohl's is a major American department store chain known for offering a wide selection of clothing, footwear, home goods, and beauty products at mid-range prices. Founded in 1962 by Maxwell Cole in Brookfield, Wisconsin, it began as a grocery store before transitioning into a department store model that emphasized value, convenience, and a broad product assortment appealing to the middle-class families. Over the late 20th century and early 21st century, Kohl's expanded rapidly across the U.S., opening hundreds of stores in suburban shopping centers and malls. Becoming well known for its frequent sales, Kohl's Cash loyalty program, and partnerships with popular brands and designers that balance affordability with style. This strategy positioned Kohl as a strong competitor in department store sectors. However, one of the most infamous events in its history came in 2020 when the COVID-19 pandemic forced temporary store closure, caused supply chain distribution to disrupt, and accelerated the shift toward online shopping, resulting in significant revenue declines and prompting Kohl's to accelerate its e-commerce initiatives while rethinking its in-store strategy. Though the company survived and adapted, the pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in its traditional retail model. Albertsons is one of the largest supermarket chains in the United States, known for offering groceries, pharmacy services, and household essentials. Founded in 1939 by Joe Albertson in Boise, Idaho, the company began with a single store that emphasized low prices, friendly service, and a clean, customer-focused shopping experience, quickly gaining popularity with innovations like self-service shopping and in-store bakeries that set it apart from other small grocers. Throughout the mid-20th century, Albertsons expanded rapidly by acquiring regional chains and opening stores across multiple states, building a reputation for wide selection, loyalty programs, and community engagement, while also embracing private label brands and online ordering to remain competitive against its rivals like Kroger and Walmart. However, one of the most infamous events in its history occurred in 2006 when Albertsons was taken private in a leveraged buyout by a consortium led by Cerberus Capital Management, a deal that saddled the company with heavy debt and led to operational struggles, as well as the sale or closure of hundreds of stores. This buyout marked a major turning point that highlighted the risks of aggressive corporate finance strategies and the challenges of sustaining growth. Menards is a privately owned American home improvement retail chain known for offering a wide range of products, including building materials, tools, appliances, and home decor. Founded in 1960 by John Menard Jr. in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, it began as a small lumber and hardware store before expanding with a focus on competitive pricing. However, one of Menard's most infamous events occurred in 2019 when the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, cited the company for workplace safety violations in some stores and warehouses, resulting in fines and raising concerns about its operational practice. Best Buy is a leading American electronic retailer known for selling a wide range of consumer electronics, appliances, and tech accessories. Founded in 1966 by Richard M. Scholes and James Wheeler in St. Paul, Minnesota, it began as a small audio specialty store called Sound of Music before rebranding itself as Best Buy in 1983. Best Buy grew rapidly into the largest consumer electronics retailer in the US by the 1990s and 2000s, driven by competitive pricing, knowledgeable staff, and the services like the Geek Squad for tech support and repairs, while capitalizing on major technology trends such as the personal computer and home theater systems. However, one of the company's most infamous events came in the mid-2010s when rising competition from online retailers like Amazon led to declining sales. In 2012, Best Buy announced widespread store closures and layoffs as part of the turnaround plan. The period underscored the challenges brick-and-mortar retailers faced in adapting to the shift consumer behavior and the rise of the e-commerce, but Best Buy managed to reinvent its business by strengthening its online sales. Safeway is a major American supermarket chain. It was founded in 1915 by Marion Barton Skaggs in American Falls, Idaho, as Skaggs Cash Store. The company distinguished itself early on with cash and carry model, low prices, and a focus on customer convenience that fueled rapid growth and established it as a trusted grocery brand. Safeway expanded into one of the nation's largest supermarket chains through both organic growth and acquisitions of regional stores. Its commitment to quality and convenience helped it to remain competitive against major rivals like Kroger, Albertsons, Publix, while building a strong multi-sell presence. However, one of the most infamous events in history occurred in 1986 when Safeway was rocked by an accounting scandal in which executives manipulated financial statements to overstate profits and misled investors, resulting in regulatory scrutiny, financial penalties, and a serious blow to public trust. Although the company eventually recovered and continued to operate successfully, the scandal highlighted the importance of transparency. Ace Hardware, founded in 1924 in Chicago, Illinois by Richard Hesse, Oscar Fisher, and Frank Burke, and others as the Ace Stores, the cooperative was created to help independent hardware stores compete with larger chains by pooling purchasing power, marketing, and operational support while allowing each store to remain locally owned. In 2012, Ace faced legal and public scrutiny over a price-fixing lawsuit in which several hardware co-ops and suppliers were accused of colluding to fix prices on certain products. The case resulted in fines and reputational challenges for some member stores, underscoring the risks of managing a large network. Circuit City was once one of the largest consumer electronic retailers in the US. Founded in 1949 by Samuel Wurtzel in Richmond, Virginia as Ward's TV and appliance company, it grew rapidly during the 70s and 80s by adopting the big box retail format. Eventually, at its peak, it was changed to Circuit City and was competing one-on-one with other products like Best Buy. It was praised for its wide product selection, knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing. Circuit City struggled to adapt though in the 2000s, with one of its most infamous events was its 2009 bankruptcy and liquidation, which stemmed from poor management decisions, including the controversial firing of experienced sales staff in 2007. Alongside failure to embrace the e-commerce side and the impact of the 2008 economy recession, it led to its closure of all stores and the loss of tens and thousands of jobs, serving as a cautionary tale about the importance of change. Another one was Radio Shack. Radio Shack is an American electronics retailer once widely recognized for selling consumer electronics components and hobbyist supplies. Founded in 1921 by Theodore and Milton Dushman in Boston, Massachusetts, the company began as a retail and mail order business catering to amateur radio operators before becoming a go-to destination for electronics. One of Radio Shack's most infamous events occurred in 2015 when it filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy after years of declining sales, mismanagement, and stiff competition, leading to the closure of thousands of stores and the loss of jobs. Although the brand has since tried to re-emerge on a smaller scale through online sales and partnerships, the bankruptcy remains a defining moment in its history. Shopko was an American retail chain founded in 1962 by James Rubin in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Designed to provide a one-stop shopping experience for small-town communities, Shopko positioned itself as a mid-tier discount department store that balanced affordability with quality merchandise. One of the company's most infamous events occurred in 2019 when it filed for bankruptcy and liquidated all its stores due to declining sales, increased competition from other larger chains, and failure to modernize its stores. The collapse led to widespread closure and jobs being lost. Gordman's was an American discount department store created in 1915 in Omaha, Nebraska. It was as known as a family-owned clothing store, with it gradually evolving into a regional off-price retailer recognized for selling brand names products at discounted rates. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in 2017 when Gordman's filed for bankruptcy and closed all stores after years of declining sales and mounting competition from other chains and online retail. Ames was an American discount department store chain offering clothing, home goods, and other accessories. Founded in 1958 by Nelson B. Gorman in Pennsylvania, it was a small regional store for budget-conscious shoppers, with Ames quickly expanding by focusing on low prices, wide product selection, and convenient locations in small to mid-sized towns. One of its most infamous events occurred in 2002 when Ames filed for bankruptcy and liquidated all stores after years of intense competition, management struggles, and failure to modernize, resulting in thousands of jobs being lost and marking the end of a long-standing regional retail. Hills was an American discount department store chain founded in 1957 by Herbert H. Cohen in Brockton, Massachusetts. As a regional discount store for value-conscious shoppers, Hills quickly gained popularity by emphasizing the low prices and a convenient shopping experience. One of Hills' most infamous events occurred in 1999 when it was acquired by Ames department store, ending its existence as a separate brand. The acquisition allowed Ames to expand its footprint, but Hills' identity was absorbed, with many stores being rebranded or closed, marking the end of a prominent regional retailer. Child World was an American toy store chain founded in 1962 in Quincy, Massachusetts, as a regional toy retailer, being aimed to provide families with an affordable and fun shopping experience, with its major competitor Toys R Us competing in the 1970s and 80s. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in 1992 when it filed for bankruptcy and liquidated all stores due to declining sales, stiff competition, and the financial mismanagement. King Soopers is a major American supermarket chain offering groceries, pharmacy services, and household essentials. Being founded in 1947 by Lloyd J. King in Arvada, Colorado, as a single grocery store focusing on fresh produce, low prices, and strong customer service, the chain quickly built a reputation for quality and convenience through the Denver area. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in 2021 when a mass shooting at Boulder, Colorado store resulted in multiple deaths and drew national attention. Stop and Shop is a major American supermarket chain founded in 1892 by Rabinovitz family in the Somerville, Massachusetts area. As a small neighborhood grocery store, the company expanded throughout New England by emphasizing customer service, fresh products, and competitive pricing with other established stores. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in 2019 when more than 3,100,000 workers went on an 11-day labor strike, disrupting operations and drawing national attention. Piggly Wiggly is a historic American supermarket founded in 1916 by Clarence Saunders in Memphis, Tennessee. The company introduced the innovative idea that the customers could select their own groceries rather than relying on clerks, revolutionizing the industry. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in 1920 when Saunders attempted to corner the stock market with Piggly Wiggly shares, resulting in a financial collapse and his forced departure, a highly publicized debacle that became a cautionary tale in both retail and finance history. Children's Palace was an American retail chain specializing in toys, children's furniture, and baby products founded in 1968. It became known for a large store layouts, colorful displays, and a fun shopping experience. One of its most infamous events was in its acquisition by Melville Corporation in late 1980, followed by the closure of many stores by the early 1990s as financial struggles, competition, and changing consumer habits led to its decline. Hy-Vee is a prominent American supermarket chain founded in 1930 by Charles Hyde and David Vredenberg in Beaconsfield, Iowa. The company combined their names to form Hy-Vee and quickly earned a reputation for its well-done customer service, fresh products, and community engagement. In 2018, when a data breach exposed the personal information of thousands of employees, it highlighted the growing risks of digital data engagement in retail operations. While Hy-Vee acted quickly to secure its systems and notified affected individuals, the incident remains a notable event in the company's history. Dollarama is a Canadian discount retail chain offering a wide variety of products at low fixed prices. Founded in 1992 by Larry Rossi in Montreal, Quebec, the company aimed to provide affordable everyday goods to Canadian Canadian consumers. One of its most infamous events occurred in 2009 when a fire at Montreal warehouse destroyed a significant amount of inventory and temporarily disrupted supply chains. Although no casualties occurred, the incident highlighted the risks of managing large-scale discount operations and companies' reliance on centralized distribution. Bon-Ton was an American regional department store chain offering clothing, footwear, home goods, and accessories, and was founded in 1898 as the Sibley, Lindsay, and Kerr Company in Rochester, New York. It became merged with other regional chains to become Bon-Ton. In 2018, when the company declared bankruptcy and began liquidating all of its stores, years of declining sales, heavy debt, and inability to modernize its response to changing retail trends, the closure marked the end of a long-standing regional department store brand. Jewel-Osco is a well-known American supermarket and pharmacy chain founded in 1899 by Frank Jewell and Albert Osco in Chicago, Illinois. It began as a single grocery store focusing on, of course, quality products and competitive pricing, growing to a major regional retailer serving Chicago metropolitan area and surrounding community. One of its most infamous events was its acquisition by Albertsons, significantly changing its corporate structure and operational strategy. Zellers was a Canadian discount department store chain offering clothing, home goods, electronics, and general merchandise, founded in 1931 by Walter P. Zeller in Kitchener, Ontario. It began as a smaller, family-owned retail store and expanded over the decades to become a staple in Canadian retailer. One of the most infamous events occurred in 2013 when Target Canada acquired the company as part of its Canadian expansion, converting most Zeller stores into Target locations. Woolworths and Woolco were two influential retail chains that played significant roles in shaping discount and variety store shopping. Woolworths, officially the F.W. Woolworth Company, was founded in 1879 by Frank Winfield Woolworth in Utica, New York, and became famous for its five and dime stores, offering affordable household items, toys, clothing. Woolco launched in 1962 as a subsidiary of Woolworths in the US and later in Canada. One of Woolworths' most infamous events occurred in the late 1990s when it failed to modernize, leading to the closure of all US stores in 1997. While Woolco's downfall came when Walmart acquired 122 Canadian stores in 1994, ending its operations there, these closures highlighted the challenges traditional variety and discount stores faced against the more bigger competitors. Caldor was an American discount department store founded in 1951 by Carl and Dorothy Bennett in Stamford, Connecticut. Caldor aimed to provide affordable, family-friendly shopping in suburban communities. Through the 1970s and 80s, Caldor expanded rapidly across the region, opening hundreds of stores and becoming a competitor to chains like Kmart, Ames, and Bradley's. One of Caldor's most infamous events occurred in 1999 when the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy and began liquidating all of its stores. Gabriel Brothers, commonly known as Gabe's, is an American off-price retail offering clothing, footwear, home goods, and seasonal items. Founded in 1961 by Gabe Frenchman in Morgantown, West Virginia, the company began as a regional department store catering to budget-conscious shoppers and gradually evolved into an on-off price chain focusing on brand names and quality products at significant discounts. One of Gabe's most infamous and impactful events occurred during its significant expansion in the 2000s when it acquired and rebranded several locations from other struggling regional chains, including Old Marshall's and Bradley stores. Herberger's was an American regional department store chain founded in 1927 by G.R. Herberger in St. Paul, Minnesota. Originally serving the community with quality merchandise, its expansion across the Midwest was a huge point for them. At its peak, Herberger's operated numerous stores in states such as Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota, and North Dakota. However, increasing competition from national retailers like Macy's, Kohl's, and Target, coupled with the rise of online shopping, eroded its position. Within 2018, its parent company, the Bon-Ton stores, filed for bankruptcy and liquidated all of Herberger's location, marking the end of Herberger's run. James Way was an American discount department store chain founded in 1961 by Morris and Joseph Cuppersmith in Jamestown, New York. The chain offered clothing and many more items to budget-conscious families and communities often unserved by larger national retailers. Throughout the 1960s, 70s, 80s, James Way grew across New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and nearby states. However, despite its steady expansion, James Way struggled to modernize its stores and compete with emerging big box chains like Walmart and Target, which offered greater selections and lower prices. And by 1995, years of declining sales, increased competition, and financial mismanagement forced the company into bankruptcy and liquidation. liquidation. Zayre was an American discount department store chain founded in 1956 by Max Fieldberg in Framingham, Massachusetts, offering clothing, houseware, toys, and general merchandise at low prices. Throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s, the company expanded rapidly, opening hundreds of stores across the northeastern and mid-Atlantic US. Despite its success, Zayre struggled to keep pace with larger national competitors and faced operational challenges that limited its long-term visibility. Within 1988, the company sold its discount store division to Ames, effectively ending Zayre as an independent retailer. Lionel Kitty City was an American toy store chain founded in the early 1960s as part of the Lionel Corporation. Originally known for manufacturing model trains and specialized in offering a wide variety of toys, games, and children's products, the expansion led to the company's rise during the 1970s and 80s, with the chain growing rapidly, opening stores in major malls and suburban shopping centers. In the early 1990s, Lionel Kitty City filed for bankruptcy and closed all of its stores after years of financial struggles due to the rise of competitions like Toys R Us. Venture was an American discount department store chain founded in 1970 by May Department Stores in Kansas City. In 1998, Venture's parent company May Department Stores discount division declared bankruptcy, forcing the closure of all stores, ending Venture as a retail brand. And Hope was an American regional department store chain founded in mid-20th century in Rhode Island. Specializing in clothes, accessories, and household goods, it expanded throughout New England, earning a reputation for personalized customer service. Despite its popularity, the chain faced growing challenges from national chains and discount retailers during the 80s and 90s boom, which eroded its customer base. In the late 1990s, Ann & Hope was forced to close all of its stores due to declining sales and inability to compete with larger national retailers. Service Merchandise was an American catalog showroom retail chain founded in 1934 by Harry and Mary Zimmerman in Birmingham, Alabama. Originally as a jewelry store, it evolved into a catalog showroom model, allowing customers to browse merchandise in store, place orders from a catalog, and pick up their items. One of the company's most infamous events occurred in 1999 when it filed for bankruptcy and liquidation, with all of its stores being closed down, a result of declining sales and the rise of other competitors like Walmart and Best Buy. TGNY was an American discount retail chain founded in 1935 by Rawdon E. Tomlinson, George R. Green, and John G. Young in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, with its name derived from the founder's initials. The chain offered a wide range of products and communities with affordable goods for budget-conscious families. One of its most infamous events occurred in 1986 when TGNY was acquired by McCrory Stores, leading to the closure of many locations. Burdine's was an American department store chain founded in 1998 by Henry Burdine in Bartow, Florida. Originally as a small dry goods store, the chain expanded across Florida over decades, offering clothing, accessories, and many other products. One of the most impactful events occurred in 2005 when Burdine's was fully merged into Macy's, ending over a century of its standalone identity. There was a brief Burdine's and Macy's branding, but it eventually ended up with Macy's just taking it all together. Kohl's was originally a grocery store, originally founded in 1946 by Maxwell Cole in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It was just a simple grocery store offering affordable products, which eventually grew and gained a reputation for competitive pricings, leading to its spread throughout the Midwest. One of the most impactful events in Kohl's grocery history occurred in the late 1970s when Maxwell Cole transitioned the business from grocery store to department store retail, phasing out the original grocery operations. Alpha Beta was an American supermarket chain founded in 1915 in Los Angeles, California, that grew from a small neighborhood grocery store into a well-known regional chain. Over the 20th century, Alpha Beta expanded across Southern California and neighboring states, earning a reputation for its quality products. One of Alpha Beta's most impactful events occurred in the late 1980s when it was acquired by American Stores Company, with most locations eventually converted to Lucky or absorbed by other supermarket chains. W.T. Grant was an American discount department store chain founded in 1906 by William Thomas Grant in Boston, Massachusetts. It offered clothing, housewares, electronics, and general merchandise to middle-class consumers. With it being over the 20th century, the chain expanding across the United States. W.T. Grant faced financial difficulties though in 1960s and 70s due to the mismanagement and mounting debt and challenges adapting to the evolving consumer habits. The most infamous and impactful event was in 1976 when W.T. Grant filed for bankruptcy and closed all of its stores. Neisner, often called Big N, was an American discount and variety store chain founded in 1911 by Samuel Neisner in Rochester, New York. Over the decades, the chain expanded across the northeastern United States, serving small and mid-sized towns with affordable pricing. One of the chain's most infamous events occurred in the late 1970s and early 1980s when rising competition from national discount retailers and changes led to financial struggles, store closures, and the eventful cessation of Neisner's or Big N as a brand. Kuhn's Big K was a regional discount department store chain in the US founded by the Kuhn family in the mid-20th century. Unlike national chains like Kmart, Kuhn's Big K focused on personalized customer service, community engagement, and affordable pricing. One of the most impactful events was the national discount chain being forced to close many of its locations due to declining sales, marking the end to the regional brand. Ben Franklin 5 and 10, commonly known as Ben Franklin Stores, was an American chain of 5 and dime and variety stores founded in 1927 by Ben Franklin in Omaha, Nebraska. But it experienced rapid growth through franchising and allowing local entrepreneurs to operate stores under the brand. One of its most impactful events was during the 80s and 90s when intense competition leads through its decline. Sales eventually leads through all of the stores being closed down. Fairway Stores is an American regional grocery chain founded in 1938 by Paul S. Beckwith in Boone, Iowa. The company grew steadily over the decades by focusing on the quality products and being stable all throughout the 1900s. Ingles Markets is an American regional supermarket chain founded in 1963 by Robert P. Ingle in Black Mountain, North Carolina, offering groceries, fresh produce, meat, dairy, bakery items, and household essentials. Its expansion through the southeast of the U.S. was a success for the store, but one of Ingles' most impactful and infamous events occurred in the 1990s during its aggressive expansion when the company faced criticism for driving smaller, independent grocers out of business in some town. Richmond Gordman was an American regional department store chain founded in 1929 by Harry Richmond and Sam Gordman in Omaha, Nebraska. Richmond Gordman competed with other regional department stores such as Herberger and Bergener's, maintaining a loyal customer fan base. One of the most impactful and infamous events in the chain's history occurred in the late 90s and early 2000s when financial difficulty led to bankruptcy, resulting in store closures and sales being final. King's was an American discount department store chain founded in 1956 in Brockton, Massachusetts. The chain grew to serve communities throughout the northeastern United States, becoming known for its affordable pricing. One of the most impactful events in King's history occurred in the late 1980s when financial struggles driven by competition from larger discount retailers and shifting shopping trends led to widespread store closures and the eventful cessation of operations. Two Guys was an American discount department store chain founded in 1946 by Herbert and Sidney Hubchin in New Jersey. The chain expanded into a full-line discount store, offering clothing, electronics, houseware, and many general goods to the northeastern and mid-Atlantic U.S. One of the most impactful events in the chain's history occurred in the late 1970s and 80s when it was acquired by Vornado Real Trust, leading to many store closures, conversions, or rebrandings under the Vornado's company. Cash and Carry was an American regional supermarket chain founded in 1967 in Florida by Malcolm Kahn. The chain grew throughout the 1970s and 80s, with operating numerous stores in urban and suburban areas. One of the most impactful events in its history occurred in 1995 when Cash and Carry was acquired by Dutch retail conglomerate Ahold, which initiated rebranding and operational changes. Sky City was an American regional discount and department store chain founded in the 1960s, offering clothing, electronic toys, and household goods, primarily serving small to mid-sized towns with affordable shopping options. One of the most impactful events in its history occurred when the chain struggled financially due to growing competition from national discount retailers and shifting consumer habits, leading to widespread store closures and the eventful disappearance of the Sky City brand. Gibson's Discount Center, commonly known as Gibson's Discount Stores, was an American discount department store founded in 1936 by J.A. Gibson in Albion, Kansas. Over time, the chain expanded regionally through the Midwest and southern states, becoming known for its low prices. One of the most impactful events in its history occurred in the 1980s when the chain struggled to compete with other stores, leading to widespread store closures, financial difficulties, and the eventual sale or conversion of the remaining stores. Mammoth Mart was an American discount department store chain founded in 1956 in in Framingham, Massachusetts by Jules and Lester Rosenberg. One of the most impactful events in its history occurred in the late 70s and 80s when financial difficulties and competition from larger brands led Mammoth Mart to file for bankruptcy in 1980, leading to all the remaining stores to close down. Arden was a regional discount department store chain founded in the mid-20th century, primarily operating in small to mid-sized towns in northeastern United States. During its peak, Arden expanded across several states, competing with regional chains like Ames, Bradless, and Mammoth Mart. One of the most impactful events in Arden's history occurred when its financial struggles finally catch up to them, driven by competition from national discount retailers and changing consumer habits. It led to its widespread store closures and the eventual disappearance of the brand itself. Clover was an American discount department store chain founded in 1971 in Quincy, Massachusetts as part of the Cole National Corporation, which offers clothing, housewares, toys, and general merchandise. One of the most impactful events in Clover's history occurred in 1989 when the chain was sold to Ames department store, with many locations converted to Ames stores and others closing down effective immediately, leading to the end of the Clover brand. Grandpa Pigeon's was a regional discount and variety store chain founded in the mid-20th century, offering household goods, toys, clothing, and seasonal merchandise. The store became known for its family-friendly atmosphere, bargain pricing, and convenient shopping options. Grandpa Pigeon's history occurred when rising competition from national stores and changing consumer habits led to the financial difficulties, with the stores being closed and eventual disappearance of the brand. Hinky Dinky was a pioneering supermarket chain founded in Omaha, Nebraska in 1925 by the brothers Jewel, Henry, and Albert Newman. Along with cousin Ben Silver, the name Hinky Dinky was inspired by a World War I song, following the trend of whimsical grocery names like Piggly Wiggly. Despite its early success, the chain faced challenges in the 1980s, including a significant union strike in 1984 and mounting competition from non-unionized stores. In 1985, Hinky Dinky was sold to the Cullum Companies, which mismanaged the brand, leading to financial losses, with the last stores being sold to Nash Finch in 2000. Mexia Supermarket was founded in Fort Worth, Texas in the late 1990s after Advance Investment Corp secured a almost $1 million loan from Comerica Bank. The store occupied a 3,600,000 square foot building on Hemphill Street that had previously household Daniel's Food stores, a site already infamous for the 1994 unsolved murder of a young store manager known as Eduardo Lopez. Mexia opened in late 1998, keeping much of Daniel's old signage while aiming to serve the surrounding low-income community. However, the venture quickly failed, with Advance Investment defaulting on its loan by mid-1999, leading to bankruptcy, and by late summer the supermarket was abandoned and responsibility for its contents fell into confusion between the bankrupt owners, the court trustee, and Comerica Bank. Following the store's closure, electricity to the building was shut off, leading to rapid spoilage of perishable goods. Meat, produce, and dairy products decomposed, releasing toxic gases and attracting hordes of insects and rodents. Neighbors soon reported overwhelming stench and health concerns, prompting city officials to intervene. Initial cleanup attempts faltered when Comerica's contracted company backed out, leaving the property to deteriorate into a full-scale biohazard. By November, the Fort Worth Health Department had declared the building a public health hazard, forcing the city to step in directly. Hazmat teams entered under extreme safety protocols, encountering scenes of mass infestations, rotting food, ruptured containers, and aisles coated in excrement and maggots. The cleanup handled by Garner Environmental Services became one of the most notorious environmental managed operations in Fort Worth's history. Workers removed spoiled foods with shovels, loaders, and sealed bins. While the building was fumigated and sanitized, despite extensive efforts, lingering odors persisted for weeks, and officials never fully determined the scope of bacterial contamination, though E. coli was known to be present. Troublingly, some individuals had broken into the supermarket during its abandonment, stealing canned and jarred goods that were outwardly intact that dangerously contaminated onto the surface. Police documented multiple burglary incidents, including the arrest of teenagers and other individuals scavenging items. Further complicating the public health crisis, the incident drew significant media coverage and public outrage, especially after it was revealed that much of the food could have been salvaged for food banks if handled properly. Cleanup costs initially estimated at $15,000 ballooned to nearly $100,000 with disputes over legal and financial liability between the city, Comerica Bank, and the bankrupt owners. In later years, footage of the cleanup resurfaced in the History Channel's Life After People, which used Mexia as a case study of supermarket decay. However, much of the original documentation and footage has since been lost. There is a small amount of footage showing the deterioration inside the Mexia building. Today, the site, once occupied by the Mexia supermarket, is home to a Dollar General. No Frills Supermarket in Council Bluffs, Iowa was established in 1980 by Harold Cooperman and Richard Juro, introducing a cost-saving model inspired by successful concepts. The Council Bluffs location at 1817 West Broadway had previously housed various grocery stores, including Shavers and Super Value, and became a staple in the community. And by the mid-2010s, more specifically 2016, had various amounts of problems, which led to its store's closure in that year. The building was vacant for several years, and in January 2019, a contractor working at the abandoned No Frills store discovered human remains behind a cooler. The remains were identified as Larry Eli Murillo Moncada, a 25-year-old employee who had been missing since November of 2009. He was last seen leaving his parents' home during a snowstorm, barefoot and wearing only a hoodie and pants. Investigators believe he accidentally climbed the cooler and became trapped behind it, leading to his death. His body went unnoticed for nearly a decade, raising concerns about the store maintenance and oversight during its operation. Tops Friendly Markets is an American supermarket chain that is based in Amherst, New York, and has multiple stores in the Northeast. Although opened in 1965, it incurs one of the most infamous moments in store history. On May 14, 2022, an 18-year-old gunman, Peyton S. Gendron, carried out a racially motivated mass shooting at a Tops Friendly Market in Buffalo, New York. He murdered 10 black individuals and injured 3 others, live streaming part of the attack on Twitch before the platform quickly removed the feed. Despite this recording circulating online, gaining millions of views and sparking debates over the role of social media platforms in spreading extremist content, Gendron was arrested at the scene. Initially pleading not guilty, he later admitted guilt to state charges of murder, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes, resulting in 11 life sentences without parole in February 2023. Federal prosecutors, however, continue to pursue charges and have announced their intent to seek the death penalty. Investigations revealed that Gendron had published a 180-page manifesto and a 673-page online diary in which he described himself as a ethno-nationalist and supporter of the white supremacy. He expressed adherence to the far-right Great Replacement conspiracy theory, which falsely claims that non-white immigration is part of an effort to eradicate the white population. Federal authorities confirmed that they were reviewing those writings, which provided detailed information about his extremist views, planning, and motivations. The attack has been officially categorized as both a hate crime and an act of domestic terror. In his writings, Gendron admitted to being influenced by extremist online communities, particularly the Pol board on 4chan and sites like the Daily Stormer, where he consumed white supremacist propaganda during the COVID-19 pandemic. He outlined his ideological transformation from left-leaning views to adopting the eco-fascist, anti-Semitic, and racist positions, claiming that the elites and Jewish people were responsible for issues ranging from immigration to social progress. His manifesto heavily promoted the Great Replacement conspiracy theory and reflected his intent to target black individuals specifically. The shooting prompted swift political and legal response. New York Governor Kathy Hochul condemned the attack and enacted a new restrictions on semi-automatic weapons and body armor. In 2024, lawsuits were allowed to proceed against Reddit and YouTube for allegedly enabling Gendron's radicalization. Meanwhile, the U.S. Department of Justice declared its intent to seek the death penalty, marking the first such case under Attorney General Merrick Garland. Federal prosecutors called Gendron's careful planning, explicit target of black victims, and extremist beliefs as the justification. His federal trial is scheduled to begin on August 17, 2026. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the whole iceberg. I know I said that I was gonna keep this short. Well, apparently I lied. Yeah, it was pretty long. Even though the explanations weren't the reason why it was long, the amount of stores being mentioned and similarities were just too much for me. A lot of these stores were either grocery stores, stores similar to Walmart and Target, toy stores, clothes stores, and a lot of them didn't really have that much substance, as it was just talking about the times thought that maybe some rules were being changed, or the defunct stores that no longer exist when it was closed due to bankruptcy or other deals. Honestly, the best part of this iceberg was the last 3 sections, but it has to do more with it leading to, you know, multiple shootings. I know other stores like Walmart or the Weiss shooting were not on the list. The same goes for other stores like Toys R Us not being included, or Spencer's, or any other mall stores. I thought that was interesting, but again, I saw this iceberg online and I just basically gave you the information how it was verbatim. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully my voice recovers, because I spent almost an hour recording this video. Hopefully everything is okay. I wish you guys the best of luck. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Please enjoy the video and enjoy other videos I have here, Lost Media or not. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.